Look at these boys. Maxace knives are ridiculous and awesome. And I'll tell you right now, if they're not on your radar, you should definitely check them out. I've got 3 here in front of me today, and I'm going to show you why I think they're so awesome. I'm going to go in order from least ridiculous to most ridiculous. So let's start off with this one here. This is the MAMBA. This is perhaps one of the most normal knives that Maxace makes. It's kind of a normal size and a normal design. It's a 3.5-inch blade, S90V, titanium, carbon fiber with the copper, I don't know what you want to call that, foil swirl in it, Damascus clip, Damascus backspacer, and Damascus pivot rings. And guess what, guys? This all comes in for like $200. Now, aside from just the materials being impressive for the price, what you have is perfect centering of the blade. A super smooth action. I mean, like, this thing is drop shut and feels as smooth as my Shiros. Okay? And it's rock solid. It locks up perfectly. So, fit and finish, materials, all excellent. Price, I think $228, but you know, I got this at White Mountain Knives with the discount, so I think just over $205 in total. Super impressed. Okay, great deal. Awesome knife, awesome price. I have nothing but good things to say about it. It's not like the best thing ever. It's not my favorite, but it's highly recommendable. Okay, now I'm going to show you, again, I started with this one because it's the most normal of the 3. It's a normal size. So you see 3.5-inch blade. It's kind of about the same size as a PM2. A little bit bigger than a Deca. And what else do I have here? I have a CJRB Feldspar, which is a bit of a smaller knife, but most people would consider this to be a normal or a medium-sized folder at a 3-inch blade, I think. Oops. So as you can see, you know, there's nothing particularly unique or interesting about it. It's just a good knife. But let's bring in something a little bit wilder. This is the Maxace, I think it's Z. I see it's spelled XI on the websites. I don't know if that means like Roman numerals 11 or if it's Z, but regardless, look how crazy this thing is. So you have what I think is a 4.5-inch S110V blade. You've got inlay on top of inlay. So you have a shredded carbon fiber inlay with a Damascus inlay on top of it. And then you have this other, I think this is also a titanium inlay right on top here near the pivot. There's your backspacer. Machined pocket clip. Same inlays on the other side. And this really wild looking carbon fiber inlay in the blade, which, I mean, I haven't seen anything like this before. Crazy blade shape. I mean, you're not seeing other people do stuff like this. Okay, and this is where Maxace really starts to stand out. All right, you're not seeing stuff this crazy from, you know, Riyadh or We. I mean, this is a big knife. Look how big this is next to the PM2. It dwarfs it. And back to that CJRB, which is what most people would call a normal size knife, 3 inches. Again, this thing looks tiny in comparison. But despite all that craziness, again, it's excellent fit and finish. You know, they didn't just cobble this together and hope that it would sell on looks alone. I mean, this thing is made just as well as anything that I've seen from any of the other high-end Chinese manufacturers. I mean, it is an odd one, but just like the MAMBA I showed before, perfectly centered, very smooth action. And this one is a little bit big, so it's hard to, you know, flip it under the camera here. But it is also drop shut and locks up completely solid. Now what you have here also, worth pointing out, it's got this little, it's like a horn. This is actually removable, so if you just want to open via the thumb studs, you can, but I find it easier to open with this here. And with something like this, you're not picking this up because you want something muted and practical. You pick this up because you're attracted to the craziness. So I'll stick with the crazy horn wave opener thingy, whatever you want to call it here. This thing is also really comfortable in hand. I mean, again, anyone shopping for this probably didn't buy it, you know, expecting it to have the best ergonomics in the world, but guess what? It does. This thing feels really nice in the hand. Again, it's a ridiculous knife, but it's awesome. Now I'm going to move on to the craziest of the bunch. This is the TITANIS. Okay, this one also with Damascus inlays, and look how good they are. The color really pops on these. This one gets crazy though when you open it. Look at the size of this thing. I can barely even fit this on the screen here. Again, next to what most people would call a normal-sized EDC knife. The handle alone is almost as big as the whole knife here. This guy is, I think, a 5 or a 5.5 inch blade. 3V steel, DLC coated, which with this kind of finish actually makes it a little bit hard to keep looking clean. Two-tone. Some unique hardware. And by the way, this did come with a tool. Okay. I believe these are actually slots for tritium inserts. This might be as well, actually. I'm not really sure about what sizes they come in. And a pocket clip just in case you're crazy enough to carry this around. I want to talk about pocket bulge. This is certainly one that would make a bulge in your pocket. Man. You know, like the other two, again, really smooth action, locks up solid, perfect centering. So yeah, you're getting all the craziness, but you're getting really high build quality, and that's what I love about Maxace. I mean, look how thick this thing is. Oh, yeah, you see, I actually cut myself when I closed it on my thumb there earlier. Look how thick that thing is. So that's it. I just wanted to show these off because I think they're really cool, and I think that anyone who's into collecting pocket knives should really check them out, because I guarantee you that they have something in their lineup that you haven't seen before, or you don't have anything like it in your collection. And you know what, maybe even if you do, you just want something, you just want to look for a new brand that provides good build quality and good prices. Look at Maxace. They've really impressed me so far, and I'm keeping an eye out for more models from them. I mean, they've released a couple recently that look interesting to me. Haven't necessarily stayed in stock, But yeah, they're out there. Look at those inlays. I love those inlays. So Maxace knives, yes. Ridiculous and awesome. Fitting of the title of this video.